Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Rick Noda. This is my friend, Dr. Matt Parker. We're here in beautiful Encinitas, California for T3 Talks, where we tighten tactical and transition. Well, this week we've got some great podcasts, Matt, planned, thanks to things that we've seen at the practice, things that we've seen day to day. Now, Doc, let me ask you this, all right? It's been a pretty great week this week. We had Potato Chip last week and stuff like that. We had Randy from Eagle CPR come through. What you looking forward this week, man? What's kind of your goal?
Ooh, that's a fantastic question. So I need to get back to upping my running a little bit. So I enjoy running from time to time, and I've been slacking a little bit, I'll be honest. So trying to get that cleaned up, and then just helping patients get better. That's kind of what I love to do, and I have quite a few on the schedule this week. So going to be a busy week, but it's going to be a good week. So I'm getting people back to their goals, whether it's back to 18 holes on the golf course, or whether that's picking up the grandkids. So
well, it's kind of funny with working in physical therapy and working in our practice. It's really hard to kind of sometimes battle the social versus the day-to-day, just with the day-to-day stuff with training. Mm-hmm. So I often talk about that balance of exercise in this, but we've really talked about, and we've collaborated some questions together that has really kind of irked both of us in a way. I've heard it, I've heard these things. Now, you guys, the topics that we're going to talk about throughout the week, which are really kind of cool, is, when is it okay or not okay to exercise with injuries? Why rest is the worst advice after an injury? The dangers of generalized advice over the internet. WebMD, things like that. Exactly.
YouTube, yep.
Core strength is overrated. Let me say that again. All right, a little bit more. Core strength is overrated. For sure. I'm sorry. I'm already giving away what we're going to talk about. And the importance of movement variability. Now, that one I had to say a few times, Doc. The importance of movement variability.
I think you nailed it on the last one. So,
thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks. So as we're going to expand on those, all right, I really think that those are really nice, topics because, again, we could touch on them with all four parts. Just like the graph will show here with Dr. Amen, we talk about those four parts of that: biological, psychological, social, and spiritual. So as we're talking about the, the when, where, kind of the how, and like the practical transition, we'll be able to kind of use like a small underwriting and the experience of both of us. So without ado, like, hey, when is it okay or not okay to exercise with an injury, Doc?
So it's a great question. It's one I get quite a bit on both of our ends. And what I tell you is it's the lame medical answer initially. It's always it depends, right? So it kind of goes back and forth.
Isn't that an undergarment? I'm sorry, Doc.
Right?
I could have missed that.
Technically, yes, it is an undergarment. So the depends diapers. I would tell you that, I would tell you a couple stories. So the first story I would tell you is the right way to kind of do it when you have an injury. So I had a gentleman come in, called me, and said, Matt, I was paddleboarding. I kind of twisted the knee. I had ACL surgery about 20 years ago. I'm worried that something might have worsened. Like, I've been not doing anything. I want to come in and see you. So what I do is cool is I offer this thing called a free taster session. You get to come in and see me for 30 minutes. He came in, I could just tell visibly upset, nervous. He's an active guy. He surfs. He's got kids. He's, awesome guy, a lot of energy, but you could just tell he was a little off.
Yeah, when you're not there sometimes athletically, you feel off a little bit.
Yeah, so he came in, so, I told him, hey, let's, we'll call him John in this story. So I said, John, let's
Smith.
take a deep breath for me here a little bit. So we kind of walked through my process, and, after kind of assessing a knee, I was like, hey, listen, like, the ACL is intact, all right?
Nice.
You do have an MCL sprain, which is very treatable, very fixable. So, we're talking about getting that treated, but you could just tell his shoulders just... And that's what I love to do, right? So again, he got to come in for free. We got to kind of assess that. He got a better peace of mind. That's kind of the right way to do it. So again, when you do get hurt, it's being able to contact someone that knows kind of what's going on and can give you the best advice possible.
And it's really nice because you said that the part that I enjoyed the most was they come biologically with an issue. That issue is, hey, whatever John Smith's injury is, all right? But then through the assessment process, that trust and that confidence, and you start to see, and I remember we always talk about that inner person and what they're looking for spiritually, and that spiritually is the ability to say, you know what, there is hope that this can get better. Now, the best way when I talk about, is through the assessment. Now, after that is now you set a nice plan together. I'm sorry, even in this, I'm not going to say it. We'll scroll it down here, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic target. All right. But after that, your bedside manner. Talk a little bit about that, because to me, that's where, again, I think as a nurse and as a doctor, what is being lost out there? What you're saying to them.
Yeah, I would tell you, well, first off, thank you on the bedside manner part, but it's just with the healthcare landscape the way it is, it's just people aren't getting enough time, and it's the biggest notice. So I don't envy any physicians out there. They have an average of 6, 7, 8 minutes with a patient, and they have to make a diagnosis, write a prescription. I mean, it's literally they're looking at a computer screen. So I was in that world. I wanted to escape that world, but I created a business so I could I can bring that quality of healthcare back a little bit, where you could sit down with me for 30 minutes for up to an hour, just you and I can better understand your problem at a deeper level. So I can understand the psychological part. So I can understand the biological part. So I can understand, because you can't do that in 7 or 8 minutes. So, I mean, doctors are very stressed right now. So I have a lot of them that are good friends, and they're doing awesome, the best they can. But again, it's a lot of weight on their shoulders, and I'd rather spend more time and, give people the better quality care that I know I can provide.
I'll tell you that, Doc and I have a very similar scenario, because, as a primary care nurse, me and the physician I used to work for, and is still doing great practice, really kind of slowed it down to, check this out, don't laugh, okay, 12 minutes, all right? So and how we did that was the physician sat there as I pre-did the notes in a good way. Mm-hmm. So it was nice that we were able to micromanage the time we saw, but 12 minutes. It's still, but in that time, that's why, Doc and I have really decided to do our passion. And that passion really inspires and motivates others to be better. And his slogan that, movement is life. I'm sorry, I always forget it because I'm always worried about mine.
Better movement, better results. Yeah. It's kind of like a...
Yeah, and it does, because the better movement, you get better results. And when I say our motivation inspires you to be better, another thing is movement heals. I often think that, so when is it okay or not okay to exercise with an injury? I often say in a nice little kind of sum this up, we used to call that enable learning objectives from this video, is finding someone that you can trust, like Doc Matt Parker here, having the ability to kind of come inside and have them spend time with you to assess it. Understanding that it's not just that simple one part of that injury. We understand there's some psychological parts, because that injury can cause some stress on your body, not only socially, but spiritually. Because I'll tell you something, to interject with me, if I can't do what I love to do, I'm not this happy. So exercise does define me. But here's the other thing that I like to kind of just go at the end of this, all right, is exercise also has a formula, you guys. And we talk about it most of the time here using the frequency F plus D, or duration equals results. If you see on social content and out there, they actually kind of go intensity plus duration plus maybe once in a while frequency. So I like to kind of give you a different definition of exercise. So we used to mess around in the Marine Corps that if you were injured, have a shoulder, back injury, or all three of those, you can always exercise the mind. So one thing that I'm trying to show is the ability now to use one hand. So that dexterity, or the ability to just neuropathically grab something from your back pocket, take it out, shameless plug for my Leatherman P3, all right, and have the ability to do something one-handed. Now, for me, I've been practicing this a lot, and I also had to remember that when I used to go in-home as an occupational therapist nurse, we used to do the towel system, where they would just take a nice towel and we'd place it on their laps. And those that suffered from a little bit of arthritis, in this, we would ask them just to roll that towel up. That's exercise. What I just did is exercise. You can exercise the mind by doing crossword puzzles also. So even though you cannot exercise or do the exercise that once defined you, because that's what a lot of people use exercise for, you can also exercise self-control. You can exercise other neural pathways. So when I say, here it goes, our motivation will inspire you to be better, stay tuned for why rest is the worst advice after an injury. See you guys soon.
Hey, Dr. Matt Parker here with Parker Physio, where we specialize in helping those over the age of 50 that are struggling with aches and pains get back to feeling healthy and living an active, mobile, independent lifestyle while avoiding those pain pills and costly surgeries. If you'd like to reach me, you can go ahead and call me at 858-900-3361. Again, that number is 858-900-3361. My email address is my name, Matt, with just one T, MAT@parkerphysio.com, or you can go to my website, parkerphysio.com, where I have plenty of information on things like how to help back pain and shoulder pain, neck, foot, knee and ankle, sciatica. If it hurts, there's information on that website. So please go check that out, and look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.
Thanks for checking out our videos. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and hit that button right below. Or if you want to check out the latest video right here over my shoulder, go ahead and click that link. If you want to check us out on our social networks, we're at T3 Body Encinitas. That's T3 Body Encinitas. Or shoot me a quick email at info@T3 Body Encinitas, where our motivation inspires you to be better. See you guys soon.